Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be adding a nav bar to our website, which will allow us to move around the site, go to different pages. So at the moment, we don't have that. We've just got a single static page, and we'd like to squeeze in some form of navigation bar just about here. So in order to do that, we're going to need to change the grid structure slightly. So at the moment, I'll draw this on Paint for you. We have a grid that has a header row, a main row, and a footer row. So we got 1, 2, 3, and that's our grid. What we're going to do is we're going to squeeze in another one here, which means we need to add one more row to our grid inside of our style sheet. So grid templates rows is now going to have an automatically sized new row here. And then we're going to add that in our HTML, and we're going to call it nav, like that. So if I type in, you can see that the new row has appeared. Styling isn't there yet, but we'll sort that out in a second. Then what we need to do, so if we've got a bunch of links, home, band members, albums, etc., we'd actually like these to be spread out. Now, what we're actually going to do is we're going to create a new grid, and we're going to put some columns into that. So rather than use rows, we're going to use a column grid, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns, because we're going to have 5 pages in our website, and we always want to go back home here, so that's going to be our home page link always. So that looks about right. The way that we're going to do that is we are going to, well, we've created our nav tag, and let's start filling it out. So we're going to go nav, and that itself is going to be a grid. So we're going to say display grid. Now, it's going to work in a slightly different way to our template with our rows. We are actually going to do a grid template columns this time around, and we're going to have 5 columns. So if we do auto for all of those columns, we can, if we go back into our index file here, is rather than having just raw text, what I can do is I can say, well, let's do a link. We'll do home, and then we'll do 5 of those. Okay, so we've got home, 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 home. So auto, 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 and maybe I can't call these links. Maybe I have to call them something else. Maybe I'll call them rows. Let's call it a row. There we go. Yeah, I couldn't call it link. So now we have this effect where it will spread things out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 links. Now I can change these to my my pages. So I'm going to have the band members. I'm going to have some albums. I'm going to have some information about Liverpool as a city, where they're from, and then I'm going to have a contact form at the end of the site. Now, I'm not happy with the way that it's justified, and also it's really thin and the fonts don't look good. So I'm going to change the height. Now, I've messed around with this in my own time, and I've found 5 VH is quite a nice size. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to center the text, align the text down in the middle, so vertical alignment. So I'm going to say align all of the items inside of it to the center. So that's sorted that out. And then I did like the way that this page had this sort of left padding. So if I say padding left 1 rem, as I did in my others, I've got that nice little padding. And actually, because all of these auto resize, you'll see that the menu bar will change based on the browser size, which actually I quite like. You could set it to be static, so you could say, well, I want this one to be 200 pixels only, or I want it to be 100 pixels, or even 50 pixels. So you can have it the exact size that you want, but I'd urge you to use auto, as it will automatically adjust based on whatever browser you're looking at. If you're not happy with the gap there, like I said, you can adjust it yourself. What else do I want to do? I want to change the font. So I'm going to go my font family, and I used one before that I downloaded from Google or embedded from Google. So it's this Besley one. So let's put that one in. Looks all right. I might do italic or maybe bold font weight. Let's go a bit bolder, 600. Yeah, that looks better. I'm still maybe going to increase the size of that. So you can see that it's a little bit of trial and error. Yeah, that's looking good now. So that's my nav bar almost sorted. Okay, I'm going to pause there, and then when we come back, we're going to be actually making these links. Okay.